Welcome back, guys. It's Kibla Ahmed out here with the Brothers Geek podcast, and I've got a special guest on today. I've got J-Lo Art on. Jackie, how you doing?
Hello, aloha. I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. I've been planning to get as many of my friends and colleagues that I know online that inspire me in artwork and music and everything else, and to jump on the podcast. I think me and my brother have been doing this for like 3 years now, and we just wanted to start getting people that we know that actually put the hustle in what they do, and just it's amazing to have you on. Thank you so much for doing this. And I know it was short notice, so I'm on a roll, so I just wanted to get everybody on here. So guys, if you don't know, the links will be in the description. If you're listening to this on the many streaming services it's on, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you click on the description. Make sure you go follow J-Lo Art. Make sure you go support, show your love as well, because I have become a big fan of her art since it's been a couple of years now, isn't it?
Yes, it's been a couple of years. Time keeps flying by so quickly.
I think roughly about 2 years, I think. And
I
again,
think that sounds about right.
Yeah, I think it was, I'm trying to remember what it was. I know you're a big fan of going to the Comic Cons, and your lifestyle art that you do as well, and you're a big geek yourself as well. I think it was through, it must have been through DC World.
Probably
was through DC World. Probably was, because he probably put up one of your pieces of artwork. I'm trying to, you know what? I think it was your Aquaman piece a couple of years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was that. That's how the world brought us together. Aquaman.
Right.
Aquaman piece you did. But really and truly, I just want to let the listeners know, and people who are watching in, that the type of art that you do, how did you get to that process? Like, what made you go from, I know the story, but I want the listeners to hear the story as well, because how did you kind of phase from what you were doing to what you got to?
There's not actually much of a story there. I've always been a portrait artist.
Yeah.
Always. I've always drawn faces. I've never been like I like landscape pieces and photos and paintings and all, but it's just never been I've never been drawn to drawing them or anything. It's always been faces for me. When I was a teenager, I did art GCSE and things, and it's just always faces. And basically, I had a little break from drawing when I was in college, but it's one of those things when you have this inner need inside of you, something's nagging you. I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. You keep getting drawn and drawn and drawn to something. And one day, I had one of my art books already, back from my days of college. I had it with me still, and I had my willow sticks with me. And there was this photo of Johnny Depp, and I always thought this photo in particular would look amazing drawn in charcoal. So one day, I can't remember what film I had on at the time, but I had something playing, and I just freehanded my Johnny Depp picture, and I just kept on drawing. And I've always been a really big film fan, film and TV. So it's just always been actors' faces as opposed to anyone else. I haven't really done any. I've done Freddie Mercury, but I haven't really done many singers or anything. It's mainly actors. And I draw what I love. So.
No, exactly, and I think I'm a true example of that as well. I draw what I love. I love comic book artwork, and going through my journey where it kind of, I stopped as well. I think I still draw. I was drawing better when I was 15 years old than I do now.
Oh yeah?
I don't know why. I look at my work when I was 15, 16 years old, and I'm like, oh my God, this looks amazing. Because I suppose my art style has changed over the years and gone from paper and pencil to digital. I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like I put more effort in. I put effort in the work I do now. So any clients listening in, it's nothing like that. It's just I felt like, you know, I don't know, in that moment, in that zone, I didn't have the world's worry on top of me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it is. And I know that because even when I came back to art after 15 years, and I can't believe it was that long. After 15 years, I came back. But in between, I still was creative, but I did videography, I did photography. So I was doing stuff like that and came back to art again. And I was like, man, I missed this so much. And it was those books that I found at my mum's place that made me, like, inspired me to get back into art again. So
That's
in
good.
that form of art as well. So it's always a nice thing to jump back on because I've always loved comic books and I don't know why I stopped loving it. I know life takes its course, but I was kind of saddened by it as well because I missed so much. And I came back in my 30s and I was like, damn, did I really miss that much? And like what was happening in the world? And I know the movies were coming out and the TV shows were coming out, but I just was like, I used to love drawing. And now I've come back to that point where I love doing it, but I just still feel like when I was 15, I felt like I was a better artist.
Well, maybe it's just kind of more of a, like I said, pressures the world, like a pure love kind of thing. You know, drawing because you want to, not drawing because you have to. So I know that affects my work. When I draw something which I really love, it just is better.
Yeah.
So it just shows in what you do. And but also like having a break, you know, it's like you got to, when you're growing up, you're finding out what you enjoy, what you're good at and everything. But then you kind of reach your 20s, like, let's explore life a little bit now. And then you reach your 30s and it's like, I'm finding what I like and what I kind of want to keep close.
That's right.
And then you find like your kind of real loves again, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that's actually a really good way to putting it. Because I didn't know. It just came back to me one day and I've been having fun with it. There's always your everyday dramas that come with it as well. Which I'm not going to say on here because probably some of them are listening. But like I did a piece today, which was like, I had a quiet day at work today and I was listening to Kevin Smith and Mark Bernard, Fat Man Beyond podcast. And they were talking about, I'm not sure if you've seen the show Invincibles yet.
Not yet.
Invincible. Okay. Pretty cool, very cool show. I think last week was the last episode, but they were talking about if they made it a live action TV program or a movie. And they brought back Steve Guttenberg's name. And Steve Guttenberg, I loved him from all the 80s and 90s movies that he did, like Police Academy, Cocoon, and things like that. And so this is the first time I've actually ever drawn a character in a comic book form. I've just posted it up, so I'll probably put the image here so people could check it out. But I'm not gonna lie, I started at 10 o'clock and finished it off at 4 o'clock, and I had so much fun with it.
Good.
It was so simple and so easy, and it was like, it just looks fun. And like today I had a really good day with art, so definitely really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, I suppose that's what happens when you get in the zone. You just kind of just fall in. That's the love that just keeps you. I didn't even have lunch. I just kept on going. So yeah, I had one of those sweet moments. I am gonna ask you a question because you can't do a podcast without asking random questions. But go for it. What was happening?
Donnie wanted to go out. So he's all right. Yeah, he's back. Right.
First experience with like comics and the TV world and the superhero world. Do you remember your first experience, whether it was a book or a TV show or a movie?
Not really. Because some of my earliest memories when I was a kid, I know like I already loved Batman.
Yeah.
So I don't have like a first time viewing thing or anything. Yeah, he's always stood out to me.
So is he one of your favorites?
Oh yeah, my favorite Batman. Yeah. Love
So
him.
who's your best on-screen Batman so far?
I knew you were gonna ask me that. It's not a fair question. You can't ask
It's
me
not.
that.
It's not. It's not because I love them all, but
Oh,
there's two that stand out.
just they're all so great in their own
Shouldn't
way. That's the thing.
They are. I gotta agree, but you gotta give us three of them. Then.
Oh, I feel so bad. Michael
Don't feel
Keaton
bad.
is my second favorite.
It's
My
good.
first favorite is just because I was such a huge fan of him before he got announced. It's Christian Bale. Because honestly, I was so happy when I read that he was going to play Batman. 'Cause he's like one of my favorite actors and my favorite superhero coming together as one. And I was just so happy.
I don't
So
know.
happy.
I think it's one of it's one of WB's best casting, and I'm so glad Christopher Nolan got to make these movies in the way he wanted to. Because
right.
could you imagine the studios meddling in something like that? I mean, I don't want to get into the drama of that, but I'm just saying, I think Christopher Nolan's got a really his foot down when it comes to stuff like that. But Christian's awesome. Christian's actually my favorite Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
As Bruce Wayne, I think he's awesome as Bruce Wayne. I love his sarcasm. I love the way he is with Lucius Fox. But visuals wise, Ben Affleck.
So he looks more like the comic book Batman and things. No, the suit's right in the symbol and everything, isn't it? So
yeah, he plays the part. But then the thing is, recently watching Justice League, I do like him as Bruce Wayne as well. But I just felt like he was too. Old in that Justice League. I felt like he got aged in that by then.
That's kind of the point, though, wasn't it? Because he was older. He's aged in the work he's doing, and he's just fed up.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Had enough. It's almost like grumpy old man syndrome kind of thing, but not quite. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's like Christian Bale was like Bruce Wayne in his heyday kind of thing.
That's right, yeah.
So that's something they'll work in their own ways.
They do. I think that's why we love them so much. I mean, Bruce's character. Ben's portrayal of Batman has been awesome, and I know it's probably been quite hard for him. But I can't wait to see him again in the new Flashpoint movie. So I'm very excited to see him come back, and even in the end of Justice League, just seeing him, because you can see that he looked different. He looks. I know they filmed it separately, so he looked different. He looked good, and I was like, you know what, he does look like Bruce Wayne more and more. But Christian kind of still steals the show for me. But what was your thoughts on Justice League?
Zack Snyder's one. I absolutely loved it.
Did it feel like 4 hours for you?
No, it didn't. This is one of the things I was talking about on DC World's chat about it. Is one fantastic thing about the script writing and all with it. Obviously, it all comes together. It's just it's such good pacing throughout it. That you get to you meet all the characters in their own time. They all have their own moments. The heartfelt moments are actually heartfelt. It's not just put in there saying, here's our emotional moment, now let's move on. Like so many films do these days. You get to know the characters, you care about the characters, and you go on the journey with the characters. That's the important thing. You're not just watching, you actually get kind of engrossed and drawn into it. That is the beauty of having a great writer and a great director, and it's all the team really, cinematographer, the editor, how it all comes together just creates a fantastic story with all these elements in it. So I really couldn't criticize it, really. Saying actually there's one thing.
Go on, lay it out. Let me hear.
I see why they did it, and they kind of had to do it, but I maybe just me, because I've got a history of film and I'm very analytical about things, because they all had the actual solo songs, not just theme tunes, actual songs in it. the Flashes song, it just felt a bit contrived to me.
Which one is that? With the
When
with Iris
Iris flying through the air, and the song, it just felt like that song didn't have to be there then. It's just that they're looking for a moment to put in Flash's song, and they picked that moment because of the Iris story.
Yeah. Okay.
It felt like it just felt
you know what? It's true.
Felt forced to me.
Yeah. So. I see that now, definitely. So no, it's good because everybody picks out different things. My thing was the scene with like, as much as I loved Martian Manhunter being on there and getting that chance, they could have just left him to the end. They didn't have to do that little scene with Lois and Clark's mum. It just felt like it didn't give me the same impact it would have given me if he did turn up at the end. But he came as he came as the general to Bruce to tell him that I am the Manhunter, and then kind of play off. But it's little things anyway. I'm not going to complain. I absolutely loved it. Those are little things. I can't complain.
You know, the thing about him visiting Lois, when he changed, after he left the apartment, it actually kind of left me felt kind of creeped out.
You did.
Like, I felt wrong. I just felt wrong somehow.
Oh, brilliant. No, it's good. Any movies you're looking forward to coming up soon?
Oh, holy cow. Outside the superhero world, I'm still waiting for Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, I know, we all are.
Love that, can't wait. I think it's November at the moment it's set to come out.
That's right, yeah.
They've been trying to make it a Christmas film now.
No, it's good. I hope they do, because it's good. We've been waiting long enough. We've waited long enough.
Yeah.
Definitely waited long enough. I'm looking forward to that as well.
I can't even think anymore. It feels like it's been so long since films have been suspended. I can't even remember what I was waiting for anymore.
No, of course, you're right. I think we were waiting for Morbius. We were waiting for Black Widow.
Cool.
And then you got, oh my God, so much. I mean, May 17th, all the cinemas open up again. So next week, following week, I'm going to book my ticket, and I'm going to, I don't know how they're going to do the social distancing and the rest of it, but I'm going to go there and enjoy a movie. Definitely. I need to get back in the cinema. Yeah. But saying that, they're looking to start Comic-Cons again. And I know that you're a big goer to Comic-Cons because you get to meet the guys that wear the superhero suits and, you know, share your artwork with them. And you know, it's a massive geek out moment when you can share that moment as well with the person. I mean, who was the first person that you showed your artwork to and it was like you came out of it? I don't know how your emotions were. How did that feel the first time around, if you remember the first person as well?
I was just trying to think. Who was? Of course it was Michael Biehn. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, and my first Kyle Reese drawing.
That's awesome.
Which I look back at now, I think, oh, that was so embarrassing. Why did I show him that? It's awful. Because I've improved so much since then, you know. It's like, man.
But still, it's that first experience. I mean, he must have been excited as well.
I think he's an actor. He's a very good actor. But he seems to like it. He seemed to like it. So I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, bless. Who's been your favorite one to share with?
Oh, you can't ask me that. Oh, you can't ask me that.
Fine, don't worry. They're not going to listen to this anyway, so you can go for it.
No, because I can't choose. I really can't choose.
You've enjoyed every single person you've met.
They've all been lovely. They've all been lovely. Well, there was one not fantastic encounter, but I tend to ignore that one. All the rest, honestly, I could tell you about every encounter and just how lovely it was.
Give us one. Give the listeners one.
Okay, Corey Michael Smith, the Riddler in Gotham. He is. I had no idea what to expect from him. I've never seen any interviews or anything. I saw him as Enigma, and he's nothing like that in real life. So I love it when that happens. You know, actors are actually nothing like their characters. It shows acting skill. Super nice, super gentle, very, very soft, very warming. He and you can see in his face, he really loved my drawing of him, which is great. And what's more, he took a photo of me holding it and he put it on his Instagram stories and tagged me.
Awesome.
That was so nice. I was like, oh,
of course, that's always yeah. Of course, that's always nice. It's nice appreciation when they show the love back. Always grateful. I think I've only had one artist retweet one of my images.
Yeah.
I think it's Rob Liefeld. There's a couple of, I think it was not last year. I got to cancel out last year. We didn't go nowhere. The year before that, it was the year before that, and
2019.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah, he was actually a really nice guy. And then we took a photo together, and he put it on his post as well. And it's nice when you get that appreciation. He put it up on his story and his post to say all the great people I met during London. And he was ill as well at the time. Like he almost cancelled, but he still came to the show after, show his love, and there were so many people there for him as well. So we got to geek out for a moment, and I didn't really show. Usually I go in my portfolio and show artwork and get advice, but I didn't do that this time around. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be a fan and just geek out, dude. Can you just like tell me like your process of like how you thought about this character, and where Deadpool just come out of nowhere and just stole everybody's heart because of the way he is. But yeah, that was one person. I love my comic. I do love going to Comic Cons. I miss it massively. And I don't go just for. I used to cosplay, like talking about 10 years ago, but now it's really to meet the artists and everything. Yeah, you know me and my Wolverine cosplay. I love Wolverine, so that's one I've always stuck to. I think because it's very easy. I can grow the beard and the sideburns and the length of the hair, and yeah, we've got the same dress code, so we're all right. So we're fine on that. So I know now what I'm gonna do when Alara's 4 or 5 when I take her to a Comic Con. We're doing Logan.
Oh my word! Yes.
I'm gonna do Logan.
Perfect. Oh, it's so perfect.
So I'm gonna bring back my cosplay days on that occasion. But in general, I mean, I go there to meet the artists. I meet you guys there as well. I don't think I've met you at a Comic Con as of yet.
No, not yet.
So next Comic Con, definitely. I'm gonna start getting back out there, and I'm thinking of starting like I know you had some tables booked to get some tables done as you sell your artwork as well. You've done a couple as well. How have you enjoyed that?
I haven't done it a lot because it was literally just as a pandemic
just before,
was
yeah, that's right, yeah. I think you had like, did you have one show?
And just one show I did, yeah. Gotta say, one thing I did love though is seeing everyone walk around in their cosplay.
Yeah,
it's so much fun just seeing like actual characters, and some of it's just so breathtaking.
It is.
Some of the effort people go to, it's like, whoa, how do they make that?
I've got
yeah, it's nice.
No, it must have been a nice experience. I did shows before, but it was when I used to sell toys. And then I went back and I've done selling my art twice as well, which is a nice experience. And you give advice, you speak to people, you sell some artwork as well in the process, which is always nice. But you get to geek out with people as well. I mean, I think the second one I didn't realize I was sitting next to the voice actor who did the voice for Witcher on the gaming.
Okay, yeah.
And we were talking the whole day, and I'm like thinking, like, loads of people are coming here. Like, who are you? Until I Googled him right there while I was sitting next to him. I was like, Doug. His name is Doug Cookie. I was like, Doug, I can't believe you didn't tell me this. We've been sitting here for 8 hours almost. And you're the voice of Witcher. Oh my God, we need to talk. And it was just before Henry Cavill was like announced that he's going to be playing The Witcher. So it was just, a nice buzz at that time. So yeah, it's nice sitting with other artists and actors around, which is quite nice. I wanted to ask you, you know that you've always liked doing portraits, and I know you still experiment with different pencils and charcoals and stuff like that, but charcoal seems to be your main main style and main tool that you love to use. I mean, what kind of drew you to that?
Instinct, does that count?
Yeah, of course it does, definitely.
Yeah, well, obviously, a teenager, you're always drawing just with whatever pencils you happen to have. But when I did willow sticks, I don't know, it just seemed to work better, and I love working with my actual hands. So I get told off by people online saying I should be smudging with my fingers. I'm like, I always smudge with my fingers. I'm very careful, but it's just it's how I work. It's how it works for me. Yeah, I use some other tools now, like cotton buds and whatnot. But for general color smudging and things, or when I call chalking it, so I always do the dark charcoal first, and I chalk it later. I always smudge it with my fingers because the blend is just so much better, and I just make it work for me. I think it's like,
of course,
pottery, clay with a pottery, and it's just like, yeah, you probably could just use tools, but it's so much different using it with your hand.
That's right. So,
it's
a different feel as well you're getting as well. So, but yeah, it's you. That's you. So people online, stop criticizing. Yeah, no. Sorry, my nose is going.
Sorry?
I have officially, I don't know if I've got the code coming or not, but I've got a runny nose, but all is good, all is good. So another geeky one for you. And we've spoken about this before, but what superhero powers would you have?
I like to play the Supergirls because she can do lots of stuff.
And she's stronger than Superman, so yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the fact of or the feeling, thought, whether of females being able to match men physically, because obviously we are the fairer sex and everything. That's why I love seeing like women be able to do what men do on obstacle courses and joining the army and stuff. I'm like, you go, girl.
Of course, so, it's a massive difference. I met a woman who's 62 years old. 62 years old, and it took me 5 hours to do Tough Mudder, and it took her 3 hours.
Wow.
At the finish line when we met, I was like, oh my God, this is like amazing, And she went through the whole course, and she goes, I just jogged all the way, I did all the thing. I'm like, 62, like, how did you do? Because the first thing they make you do in Tough Mudder is they make you go in this tank of ice cold water, which is called the Arctic waters.
Right.
You would never, like, your body goes in shock if you've been in there longer than 3 seconds. So you really have to dip in and come back out. I remember how cold that was. I had like an internal scream. Like it genuinely hurt so bad, but you had to keep on running after. And that was when we first met her, and I was like, wow, she's like really going for it. And then my mate asked her after, and she was like 62, and I was like, that's amazing. That is just pure amazement. And then again, when I did Tough Mudder the second time around, I just saw loads of strong women, very strong women, going for it. And
awesome.
Probably some of them were having fun, and they probably drank the night before, but they were going for it seriously. Because it's like Tough Mudder now, I feel like it's turned into more of a, I bet you can't do this, I bet you can't do that, and more of a stag get together and everything. Now it's changed, because when I first joined, it was like, it was going to the British Heart Foundation. It was based on bless you, supporting the guys in the army and the rest of it. So no, I mean, anyway, I've seen strong women do. 62 years old, it still amazes me. She was a superwoman in herself, doing that.
That's
absolutely amazing. Because she got electrocuted, ice frozen water. She went through a mile of horse shit. Yeah. some manure, horse manure, 1 mile of horse manure. I've
Oh,
never experienced something like that in my life. And I've got it on footage. So guys, if you want to see it, it's on the YouTube channel. But it's hilarious. I'm glad I didn't have to do that the second year round. On the second year, I got electrocuted more and fell like face flat in mud, which is fine. They call it tough mudder because there's a lot of mud, a lot of water as well. Yeah, fun times. But yeah, I met loads of strong people along the way on that journey, which is amazing, which is absolutely amazing. Jackie, where do you get your inspiration from when before starting a piece? Like, where do you find your images? What makes you say, I'm going to draw that?
Well, firstly, it's, do I want to draw as a person? Then obviously I use Google searches. I'm very funny about what images I do draw.
Okay.
Because obviously I started off just black and white, chalk and charcoal. And I really like strong shadows, so I like high contrast images, which is why it kind of bugged me for ages, the fact that I wasn't actually drawing any women. And the reason for this was, well, as you can probably tell now, like the lighting is always all around, like soft lighting, and they're well lit. Whereas with men, it tends to be more like on one side a stronger light, and
that's right.
Do you mean it's more definition and things, more to work with? And I just didn't like it. Like, yeah, they look pretty, but that's not what I want to draw. I like harsh shadows and say strong contrast and everything. So I just search and search, and if I can't find what I want, like on Google Images, whatever, I'll watch the program or film whatever and try and get a freeze frame.
Yeah.
So it can be challenging and somewhat time consuming sometimes. But like for instance, True Blood, I was just that's my True Blood drawings. And there's a couple of characters that I just wasn't happy with the images I could find. So I've been rewatching the entire series, like just trying to watch the bits when they're on, just to try and find the perfect screenshot to draw. So yeah.
Hard work, guys. Listen to that. Hard work to try and get a good image to lay down, and dramatic images as well, because that's what you want, isn't it, in your images? You want it to have that dramatic effect. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I was going to say, did you have anything to show the guys that are watching on YouTube? And if you guys are listening on the streaming services, get on YouTube, man, and listen to this or watch this. Sorry.
Sorry, say again.
Did you have something that you could show us? Maybe a scrapbook or something?
Oh, sorry, you meant that on my YouTube channel. Yeah. I just finished this beauty. I finished this beauty today.
Oh wow! Is this like an exclusive right now?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I've been seeing your videos. That looks absolutely awesome. The colors. That's really good.
Yeah, man.
That's really good. Guys,
it's creepy.
So make sure you're following on both of our YouTube channels, because she puts up these lovely videos where you get to see the whole process. But that is clean. That's heavy. So, how long did that one take you?
I think between 25 and 30 hours.
Damn.
So yeah.
Okay. And do you start like from a section, or you kind of just go from the middle page, or?
It kind of depends on each image. Darkest areas first.
Okay.
And because I'm right-handed, it's like that corner, because obviously I need to work my way down, not go off and smudge it. So like for him, I started on the forehead first to get all the lines right.
Okay.
To get all that shadow in. So I actually did his face first, and then I did the hair before moving down to the body.
Damn, what a process. That's awesome. And smudging, guys, because I'm left-handed, so I smudge everything. So later on I got used to having a piece of paper or tissue underneath, so I don't smudge my drawings and my artwork. But yeah, that did play a big part. But that looked amazing. Oh my god, 30 hours, guys. So you could tell that the time went into that. That's absolutely mad. That is
Yeah,
absolutely mad.
and I had to end up having to finger smudge the wrinkles on the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, finger. Because one of the things I don't like about these things is when you smudge with them, they tend to. So if people want to see,
Yeah.
just for viewers who haven't seen these before, the blending sticks. To be honest, I find they don't always blend very well.
Oh.
And they kind of leave like a shine over where I've done it.
Over the work, yeah.
I don't like, and as I said, I can't blend like chalk and charcoal properly, which is why I need to use fingers. I have to.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can get what I want, really. So I started off with this and thought I don't like it. So
And it's kind of moved on to,
which is very challenging on such tiny area.
So we had technical difficulties, guys. It's the world of technology. It happens. But without losing the flow, we were talking about detail on the Joker's face, and she was using her pinky finger, which must have taken ages.
Yes. But
That's
face
probably
alone,
like
I think
15 hours.
10, 15 hours on the face alone. So.
Oh my God. Ouch.
Yeah.
As much as I love drawing, I haven't had that many hours on a piece. So I think the maximum I've done is probably 5 to 6 hours, depending on what type of work it is. I mean, today was digital, but 8 hours, but I was like back and forth and working at the same time. Hopefully nobody from work is listening to this. But Jackie, where can we find you online to let the listeners and the watchers know?
It's all at JLoWart. It's JELOWEART. Some on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok.
Awesome. And you still on Patreon as well, right?
Yes, Patreon.
And is it Grab a Coffee?
Buymeacoffee.com.
Awesome. So guys, all of those links will be in the description below. Make sure you go show some love to JLoWart, because you are going to be amazed when you see the work as well. Jackie, thank you so much for your time, because I know time is always precious, but thank you for geeking out with me for the past hour.
That's been fun.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's always nice to catch up with you. And I want to do more podcasts like this, and I would like to invite you on again. I'm just thinking about the next topics that come up, maybe TV shows or a movie that comes out that we can kind of just geek out on. And again, as you said, you're quite analytical when it comes to watching movies and taking things apart and things like that. Like, as you noticed about the Flash song, you didn't really like it. And now I'm going back to it. It's the first thing I'm going to check when I get back and say, you know what, I must agree with her. But yeah, no, definitely get you back on, because yeah, I think you're awesome. I think your artwork is awesome. I know that people need to see it. But yeah, massive thank you for joining us, even with the technical difficulties.
It happens.
No, it does. But yeah,
it's nice to be asked. It's nice to do.
No, definitely. So. No, as I said, I mean, the show's based on people's passions and what we geek out on, and I'd love to get, as I am right now, I'm getting loads more people on the show, and it's great to hear other people's opinions and seeing their work process, whether it's music, art, cosplay. And I've got a cosplayer coming on next week as well, and then yeah, it's been a good podcast journey recently. I've been enjoying doing them, and getting to catch up with everybody as well. It's a little catch up as well, which I love as well. It's been ages, and hopefully at a Comic-Con soon we get to meet in the flesh.
That would be cool. That'd be very cool.
That'd be awesome.